Hello and welcome to this new Android development tutorial. This is part 2 of how to make a music player application for Android. In the previous tutorial, we initialized the application, set up the permissions, and we leave the permissions working just fine. In this tutorial, we will continue to work on our application. So right now we go to our onResume method, and here we in the check in which we check if the music player is initialized. And in the previous tutorial, what we did here is that we set the list view to the element of our manifest file. Okay, the next thing we will do is to actually create an adapter for our list view. Okay, so we will go outside the onResume method and we will type class. We will call this class text adapter, and we will extend base adapter. Okay, we will open this bracket right here, and we will create the following method that will enable us to set the data of the adapter. First of all, we will create an array list that will contain the data. For that, we're gonna type private list of strings, and we will call these data, and we'll set these to don't forget to import the list library. Let me see, list string data, and we will set these to new array list. Okay, so we have our data array list just created, and now we're gonna create a method that will enable us to set the data of that array list. For that, we're gonna type void set data. We will open this method right here, and what we'll do is first we will clear the previously data that existed on that array list. For that, we're gonna say data.clear. Okay. Oops, let me see, data.clear. Next, what it will do is data dot all at all, and what we have to add is the new data. So we have to create a new parameter inside the set data method definitions. Right here, we're going to say list of string, and we call these data. Or actually, we change the name to make it more readable, mdata. Okay. And inside this add all, what we will do, it will be add all mdata. Okay, great. And after we have updated the data set, we were gonna notify that it was updated. So we're gonna say notify data set changed. Okay, great. So that was our set data method. Now we will continue overriding the next method. So the first one we will override will be the get count method. So we're gonna say add override public int get count. Okay, we will open this, and what we will return that has to be an int will be the size of our data set. So we're gonna say return data dot size. Okay, so that's our get count method. Next, we will override the get item method. So we're gonna say override public object get item, and as parameter we will get pass the position. Okay, so we instead of object here we will actually change this to string, because maybe we need to use this if we need it. Okay, so we will open this method right here, and what we will return a null for now, right? Because I don't think we will need it for now. Later, if we need it, we will return what we need. Okay, we have to also write the get item ID method. So you can say public long get item ID, The parameter of these will be int position as well. We'll open these, and once again we'll return null because we won't be returning anything right here, but we have to override it. Okay, so we cannot return null apparently, so it will return 0. Okay, great. So that's get item ID. And now we will override the last method, which is also the most important one, which is the get view method. Public view. So we have to import the view library, and we call it get view. The parameters of this method will be as follows. The first one, int position, the position of the view. The next one will be view convert view, which is the view we're getting. And the third is the view group. So view group, we will call it parent. Okay, we'll open this method, and we have to, of course, return a view right here. So first of all, we will check if convert new is null in order for us to initialize it. So you're gonna say if convert view is null, what we're gonna go is gonna open this bracket right here, and if it's null, we will do the following. We will get the view and inflate it. But before we do that, we have to actually create that view in code, in XML code actually. So to do that, we'll go and open our res folder here at the left side of the screen, then the layout folder. We will right click on the layout folder, then on new and layout resource file. In file name, we will call it item. And as root element, we will put a text view because we will be displaying text, right? So make sure you have item and text view, and then click in OK. As you can see, the IDE generates this file for us. We will switch to the text mode right here, and we will modify these a bit, okay? So as you can see, the width and height parameters are already set. We also have to set an ID to this text view item. So we're gonna say ID, maybe my item, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna set the gravity. We want the text to appear in the center, so we're gonna say gravity will be set to center vertical, okay? Okay, then we're gonna kind of change the text size a bit. For this case, I think it would be 20 sp or something like that. So let's go text size 20 sp, 20 sp. Okay, we can change that later, of course. We will also add a padding to the start in order for us to kind of look at it in a more easy way. So we're gonna say padding start. We're gonna set this to 16 dp. Okay, so here we have a kind of warning that tells us that we should also set padding left. So we will do that too. So padding left, we will also set this to 16 dp. Okay, which is great. Now it says that we have also defined padding right and padding end. So we're gonna do that. Padding end, again 16 dp, and also padding right, also 16 dp. Okay, so as you can see, the warnings are now gone. Great. And now what we will set the text color to will be to black. So we're gonna go and say text color, and to set it to black, we're gonna write $sign followed by 6 zeros. So make sure there are 6 zeros, and I think we're ready to go now, right? So awesome. We will go back to our main activity.java file, and we will continue to write our getView method now that we have created the item on the XML file. So if the convert view is null, what we will do is convert view equals to layout inflator Okay, layout inflator dot from, we open parentheses and we type parent dot get context. Okay, outside these we're gonna press dot. I will do it in the next line. Okay, get context dot inflate, and we will inflate the layout right here, so it will be r dot layout dot item. Okay, that will be the first parameter. The second one will be the parent or the root, so we're going to pass parent, and the third will be attached to root. In this case we're going to pass it false. Okay, so we have set our convert view variable right here, and now we will also set the tag that will enable us to get it later when we want to set the text to the view. So you're gonna say convert view dot set tag, and as the tag we're gonna say new view holder. Oops. Let me see what I did wrong. So new view holder. Okay, what's going on here? Let me see. New view holder. Okay, we don't have the view holder, so we have to create the view holder class. So we're gonna go outside this get view method just here. We're gonna type class view holder, and inside this method we're gonna do the following. We're gonna create a text view. We'll call this text view info, for example. Can have any name really. And as the constructor method, you're gonna say view holder. The parameter, the first one would be the only one actually, text view. I will call it minfo, and I will open this right here, and I will set info is equal to minfo, and that's it for this class. So now we can go back to current convert view set tagline we were previously, and now we can access the view holder class we created, as you can see. And now right here we will open parentheses after this view holder definition. We will open parentheses again to cast it as text view, and outside this we will type convert view dot find view by ID, and as ID we will type r dot id dot my item. Okay, so right now that's it for when the convert view is null. Now outside this if bracket we're gonna create a kind of holder. So we're gonna say view holder, we'll call this holder, and we will set these, we will cast this to view holder, and we will set this to convert view dot get tag. So we're getting the tag we set previously. Okay, and here we're gonna get the item that we want to do, we want to display. So you can say final string, I'll call it item, and what we're gonna do is data dot get the item at the position. Okay, which is great. Now we have our item and our holder. So we have to now set the text view. So to do that, we're gonna say holder dot info dot set text, and we will set the text to the following. So remember what will be stored in our item. Well, what will be stored in the item will be actually the whole path and file name of our music files. We don't want to show the whole file name. We want to show, we don't want to show the whole path. We just want to show the file name. To do that, we will create a substring. So to do that, we're going to say item dot substring. Okay, and what we'll do here will be item dot last index of, and we will create in single quotes a forward slash. This means just point to the file name, and we will add 1 to this because we don't want to print that forward slash either. So after we do this, we actually have to return the view. So you can say return convert view. And now we have completed our get view method, and also we have completed our text adapter, the adapter that will show the text items to our application. So we will go back to our onResume method right here after we set up the list view, as you can see. And what we will do now is set up the adapter we just created. To do that, we're gonna type final text adapter. We will call this text adapter, and we will say new text adapter. Okay, so that's our text adapter. Then we have to create a place in which we will store all the videos that we need. So we're gonna create a videos list. For that, we will create a global variable as follows: private list of string, and we will call it it's not videos, it's actually music list, right? So you can say music files, so music files list. Okay, so that's a list of the music files. Now inside this here, after the text adapter, we're gonna say music files list, and we will set this to new array list. Okay, great. After this, we have basically set up the list, but we have to fill the list of these music. For that, we will create a method before the onResume method, and we will call it private void fill music list. Okay, so we can call this method easily without writing too much code. So we're gonna say, first of all, we will clear the videos list. So you're gonna the music list. So you're gonna say music files list dot clear. Okay, then we will create another method that will be add music files from. So you can say private void add music files from. Okay, and the parameter will be a path from which we will add music files, so we will pass it here path. Okay, we will open this method, and inside here we will do the following. We will type final file. Remember to import file, and I will call it music dir or music directory. Okay, and we will set this to new file dir path. Okay, so we have created our new file. Right now we will check if that file exists. So we can say if music directory that exists. Actually, if it doesn't exist, we will create it. So if negation music directory exists, we open this bracket and then say music dir that make mk dir. Okay, so we're creating this right now. Okay, so if the directory doesn't exist, it means it is empty. So we don't have to do anything else. So we can return right here to make the code run faster. We just type return. Now after the if statement, which will run if the music directory existed, we will list the files of that directory. So you're gonna say final file final file array, and I will call this files, and I will set these to videos, or actually music dir that list files. So we're listing all the files in that directory. Now we will create a for each loop that will add only the video file, only the music files to our list. So you're gonna say for file lowercase colon files. So this is for each loop. And here we're gonna get a kind of a path of the file. So you can say final string path will be set to file that get absolute path. Okay. Okay. Apparently we have a sort of error right here. So found we require string and we are getting so it's get absolute file path. Sorry, that was my bad. So get absolute path. So get absolute path. Okay, now we don't have that error. And now we can say if path that ends with, and we will say that mp3 if we want to scan mp3 music files. We're gonna say music files list that add path. In other words, if the file ends with that mp3, we will add that file to our music files list. Okay, so this is add music file from. Now we go back to our fill music list, and after we clear this, we will call the previous method, which will be add music files from. And what we will call this will be the following: will be string that value of, and we will say environment that get external storage public directory. Okay, I'll type a new line right here for better readability. And what I will pass right here will be environment dot directory music. So this means we will search for in the music directory for music files, which of course makes lots of sense. And so that's awesome. But maybe we also have music on our downloads folder, so we'll add support for that too. So you're gonna say add music files from. I'm gonna say the same string that value of, and I'm gonna say environment. Okay, environment that get external storage directory, and environment dot directory downloads. Okay, awesome. So we'll put this in new line 2, and as you can see, now we add all the files in these both directories. So if we go back to our onResume method, we will call this method right here. So let's do that. We go back to the onResume method, and after we set this music file list to new array list, we will call fill music list. And so what this will do will get all the music files that finds on the main directories we specified, and we'll add them to the music files list. Okay, great. So right now that we have the data, we have the adapter and the list view, we just have to set them to work together. So first of all, we're gonna say text adapter dot set data, and as parameter we will pass music files list. Okay, and then we will set list view dot set adapter, and we will pass text adapter. Okay, which is of course awesome. So now, in order for us to check that everything is working as expected, I will run the application and send it to the emulator to see if the files are being displayed or not. So the activity has been launched. As you can see, there's nothing here, but that's because I don't have music files on this emulator. So let me download them really quickly from the internet. So let me check if we have internet access actually. Do we have? Oh, I think I just turned it off. So yeah, it's connected now, which is great. So right here I will type download music, no copyright. Okay, download music, no copyright. Okay, let me see if I can find a site in which we can download music without copyright. So as you can see here, we have this file, this website. Okay, and here I will click on free download and check if that works or not. Oops, apparently you have to donate to download this. Let me see. Okay, so I won't use this site apparently. I'll use another one. Royalty free music. So let's go into this site. So if you do this, please make sure you are you have some music files in your phone. So I will download these. I'll click on download, and apparently it's being downloaded right here. As you can see, it's called Bensound Summer.mp3. Okay, so if I go and close all my apps, and I will open the music player app again, as you can see here I have the file I just downloaded, which is bensoundsummer.mp3. So this means the app is working. But as you can see, the size of this text view is very small. We want it to be a lot larger. So you're going to change that in the code. So go to the Android Studio IDE, we'll go to the item.xml file, and here in height, instead of match parent, we will set it to maybe 50 dp, which is larger. So and then I will run it and check if the text cells are actually larger. So now as you can see, the cell itself is a lot larger, which is awesome. Okay, so right now I will go back to our main activity.java and continue setting this application in order for us to be ready to use it. Okay, we want to add the following functionality. So we have imagine we have tens or even hundreds of music files right here we can scroll into. And when we click on one of them, we want the music to start playing, right? So we'll do the following. So first of all, we have to detect when the user clicks an item. So to do that, we're going to say list view that set um, on item click listener new on item click listener, as you can see. And inside this method, we will get the file or the path file, and we will play it. So to get the file path, we can say final string music music file path, and will be set to data. Is the data or maybe music file list that get position. Great. So now we have the position of the file we want to get. Now we have to actually play the audio file. For that, we'll create the following method. So you're gonna say private void play music. Okay, so I'm gonna say play music file, and we will pass a string path. Okay, Inside this, we will do the following. We will create a media player. So you're gonna type media player. We'll call it MP equals to new media player, as you can see right here. Okay, and then we're gonna open a try block right here, and inside this try block we will do the following. We will do mp dot set data source, and we will set this to file name, or actually path. Is that okay? Let me see. Okay, apparently it's okay. After this, we'll go and say mp.prepare, and after that we can say mp.start. So we start playing the music. And of course, after the try block, we have to catch the exception. So we can say catch exception E, and we can ignore it, or we can print the stack trace. We can say e.print stack trace. So now we have our play music file method ready to be used. Okay, so if we go back to when on the on item click listener right here, we can pass this path, this music file path to our play music file method, and the music should start playing. So we can say play music file, and we'll pass music file path, and apparently the music should start playing. Okay, let's run the app to check if the music plays or not. Okay, so I'm installing it. As you can see, it's here, and I will click on this file, and I don't know if you can hear it, but it's being played right now. So I will kind of get the microphone closer to the speaker. So the music file is actually working, is actually being played as we wanted. Of course, there's still a lot to do because we cannot really stop it yet. We cannot see how we cannot see the seek bar and all of that. So we have to also take care of all of that in the following tutorial. So this is for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you in the next one. Bye.